Welcome to another episode of Realistic Fitness. This week, resisted running. One great way to resist your sprints is by pulling something. A sled, tires, parachutes, it all works. A couple things you want to think about. We don't have to go crazy with the weight. A 25 or a 45 pound plate is more than enough resistance for most people to keep their running technique intact and actually get faster. If we're doing resisted running, it should look like running and look like high speed running. It shouldn't be slow motion movements like the world's strongest man pulling a 747 across the tarmac. Another great way to resist our running is your vest. They make them out of soft materials now, and they make them in a ton of different sizes and shapes that'll fit just about everybody. With any kind of resisted running, you want to keep your resistance close to your body. So a vest is a great choice. You don't want to deal with ankle and wrist weights, because what that's going to do is really throw off your running technique, and then you take them off, your running mechanics are not going to be what they were before you started. So keep your resistance close to your vest. Also, where would you even find ankle weights and wrist weights anymore? They were big in the 70s. Why are you training? Have you had an episode of The Love Boat? One way to do resisted running that almost everybody has access to is steps. We use them a ton at Seton Hall, especially when we're dealing with inclement weather outside. A couple things you want to look into when running up steps. First of all, we want to be as explosive as possible and get from point A on the bottom to point B at the top as fast as we possibly can. On the way down, we want to do the opposite. We want to be slow and controlled and not place a ton of undue stress on our hips, knees, and ankles, as any kind of running on a decline will do. So if you have access to steps, it's a great training modality. If you don't have steps, there's hills outside. Use the same principle. Sprint up as hard and as fast as you can with good technique. Walk down, use that time for recovery. Let your body reload and be ready to explode on the way up those hills or that step on the second rep. Okay, so to bring it all together for this episode on resisted running, let's look at the key points we covered already in this episode. Some good things we want to do: we want to run up hills or up steps. We want to have resistance when we're going forward and really give max effort. We don't want to run down hills or steps. It's way too much stress on our knees and ankles and really not conducive to getting faster. Good is vest, belts, or any kind of resistance applied close to the torso. That's going to allow you to have good running mechanics and mimic what you're doing when you remove that resistance. Bad is going to be wrist or ankle weights applied to the extremities. That's going to throw our running mechanics way off and really not make us much faster. Good, pulling parachutes or sleds, anything that has a sturdy band that's not going to break on us. Bad, elastics or bungee cords. In theory, it's a good idea. In practice, I've seen enough break and injure kids that it's not something you really want to use. Good manual resistance with good communication. So that's if I'm going to run and my friend's going to try to stop me on my shoulders, if we're working together and we're doing it right and working hard, it's a great drill to do. It's bad if we use manual resistance with poor communication or immaturity, especially with younger kids that aren't ready to do these kind of exercises yet, can't communicate properly, you might see some injuries. Okay, this week's viewer question comes from Kenny from Belleville, New Jersey. And Kenny wants our take on all the celebrity-endorsed diet products that seem to be just flooding the market right now. Kenny, I think what you need to do is take a look at what celebrities and pop stars in particular have been advertising for, and then you can kind of figure out if you want to buy those products or not for yourself. So I think if we take a look back at the last couple of decades, the biggest celebrities and pop stars have advertised for soda companies: Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew. So their message to us since the 80s has been to drink as many soft drinks as we possibly can. Well, where did that get us? If Pepsi was going to be the choice of a new generation, it seemed like that new generation is all overweight, suffering from diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So clearly it didn't work. So now in 2012, what are these same celebrities advertising for? Diet products. So they made us fat by drinking soda and sugary soft drinks, and now they want to teach us how to lose weight. I think generally some of these products are pretty good, but what I would say is don't buy any kind of diet, health, nutrition product because your favorite celebrity advertises for it. Take your time, do some independent research, and see if you think that product is right and safe for you. Because remember, just because something worked well for Mariah Carey or Kim Kardashian doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So think for yourself and put some time in before you invest money and your health into a product that might not work out for you. Unless it's Adidas, which is advertised for by a very minor internet celebrity, then you should listen to everything that guy says.